Okay. Sit. So we're going on our walk with Larry. And of course, the walk starts on the inside of your front door before you even come outside. And the whole reward is to go on the walk. See how he wants to come out? No. So if he pops up, I just reset him and put him back. If he wants to come out on the walk, then he has to do this the right way. And we practice this multiple times a day, so he knows how to do it. Okay, and then he walks through. See how he's walking through calmly? If he does even go ahead of you a little bit, you just want to do a little prompt like you saw me do. Okay, and of course if you're by yourself, you're going to have to do a little left turn here. Always turn into him. And then close the door yourself, and then sit here. And now we're going to go out onto the street and we'll show you the next part of the process. Show what's going on right there, just pan. Okay, so we have all kinds of craziness. All of a sudden we're trying to do this, and then show me with Larry. He's waiting, sitting and waiting. I come back, I say, okay. He walks with me calmly. I do a little left turn here and close the gate. All these little left turns, it seems like nothing, but it's subtle, but it's really important that you're always using your body to step into him and do this kind of thing, because it draws the dog back next to you. You'll have way less pulling. All you're having to do, the most you're having to do is little signals to kind of slow him down. It's kind of like tapping the brakes, you know? And then right before we let him be free out on the street, sit. Obviously he's always going to be excited when he comes out on the street, and I know he's super excited with you and did a lot of pulling and all of that. But we're just making sure that before we actually let him be free and just have a relaxed walk on a leash with, where he can sniff and pee and do whatever he wants to do, that he's really in the calm zone by the way we bring him out here, and then he's at a much lower level of reactivity or reactive mind, so that he's not as triggered as if he would have pulled you out on the street all excited, ready to rumble, you know. Just a basic sit stay at the curb where he accepts me walking around in both ways. And he's waiting for my permission to leave the sit stay and start the walk. So I walk around both ways. Now, the way I always do it is, okay, we walk across the street in training mode. See how I'm doing it? If he tries to pull me, you can always do your left circles as you walk, which keeps him next to you and really reduces the pulling, which I'm thinking that, you know, you might have to do it this way for a little while, because he's really going to try to pull you. So I cross the street, do one last left circle, or actually sit. I'm actually going to have him sit with his side to the camera. And then he's sitting, right? Go. Now he's free. So because of the way we started the walk inside, and we put him in, excuse me, in training mode, the second I put on the leash on the inside of the front door, and we started there, going through all the boundaries in a calm, relaxed way, focused way, the whole reward is to be out here and be free. That's why I didn't have to give him any treats, because whenever we can use a real life situation as a reward, like anything, getting a toy, or it's a lot of other things, but the reward for being free and getting to take his walk sooner is that he focus, have self-control, and stay in a sit-stay at all those boundaries the first time you tell him, so that he can get out here and do his walk sooner. And you see how it is with starting the walk. It's not the old Larry that used to start pulling right away and barking or trying to go over to any dog he saw. This is a calm Larry, so you get to start to walk like this if you do this every day, and he's at a much lower level of reaching that breaking point, so that now we're going to show you, when we bring out distractions, other dogs and other things we'll see, you'll see how he reacts now because of the way we started the walk. So Larry doesn't know it, but we have a little Chihuahua coming at us. I'll show you how to handle him and what he does now when he's surprised. Oh, see how he sees the dog? Come! You gotta use your commands. Come. If I was you in this situation, I'd turn into him, grab another handful, and move away, just like this. But see how he's acting? Not excited, slightly interested. And remember that this leash is always loose, which is one reason. See how he's staring again at the little Chihuahua? Can you see the Chihuahua still? Make sure you have us all in the shot. Come. See, call him away. If you get that close, just use your come command. See how I'm backing away? The leash is always loose. So he can't help himself now. We've done this so much. This is empty too. He doesn't know why he wants to come to this. I'm going to come closer to the camera. It's almost ridiculous. He'll come to this wherever you go. Good boy. If you don't have food in an emergency, pretend like you have it. But if you do, that's what makes it so good when you don't, because whenever you can practice, you practice with the reward. And then he just has no idea why later on. He just got to come to this target. So you're always calling him that target. You see, I exaggerated everything, but you see how well it works after you practice for a while, like we have. So here he is. Come. One last time with that little dog. Okay, we're good. Thanks. Now go get the bigger dog, okay? Whoever that is. So I see our first distraction, which we didn't even have to set up. It's coming our way. A couple of people, a child and a woman with a little Chihuahua, and they're coming our way in a second. Can you see me and them in the shot? Oh, look, Chihuahua barking at us. Come. See how I called Larry? He saw the Chihuahua. Good. So we're going to practice with them because they're going to come this way. Come. See, if you call him to come to you, I'll show the Chihuahua barking. That little Chihuahua is ready for a fight. See Larry? Come. All you do is you call Larry back to you. And this is harder than a lot of dogs, because this dog, come, really is kind of challenging him in a way. It's so much easier if the dog doesn't bark, but when you have a dog that wants to start something like that, that's worst case scenario with Larry. But you see, if you use your command, which is come, immediately breaks away, comes to you. I stood here so we could practice several times, but you don't have to do that, and you shouldn't do that. Let's say that the dog was still there and it surprises you behind this car. You're going to say come. You're going to call him to you. Good boy. Step into him and get him out of there like that. And as you're moving away, you can even get another reward and continue as you move away from the distraction doing this to get him away. That would be the best way for you to do it. I'm just going to be doing it in an extreme manner on the video so you can see him, worst case scenario. So I'm going to just show you how good he can be if we have to do that. And we also have a barking dog in this fence here, so we want to show you how he is with the dog at a fence line as well, just in case that was an issue as well. Well, now we have a dog that's barking here at a fence line, and so can we see him? See, barking dog. I don't know how Larry used to be. Barking dog at a fence line. Come. Still calling Larry away from that. Let's go on the other side of this car. Just follow me, and we'll see how it is over here. Good. So you can stand there. Big dog barking at Larry behind the fence. Big pit bull. Larry is actually ignoring him. Come. And then I'm still calling him away, because the new behavior when we're in the presence of dog on a leash or in the yard, wherever, is that Larry ignores them, and ultimately, I say come and he comes back to me. And so the trigger becomes, hey, anything like that triggers him to turn his back on it, move away from it, pay attention to me, get paid for that. And you notice how I'm always calling him to this target. In a pinch, in an emergency, you just pretend like you have food, because you're not going to have food with you forever, obviously. Come, and you just call him to you. Good boy. If he's off leash, God forbid, you grab it, grab the leash, grab the collar. If he's on leash, you take the leash and you step into him. You just love him up a little extra and get him out of there. Okay, buddy, show us. So we just saw a cat on the street. See Larry? Come! So with a cat, that's a big draw for him. We don't get a chance to practice. See, now there's the cat again. Watch what I'm doing with Larry. Oh, see, I didn't even have to call him to come. Good. Even though we don't get a chance to practice with cats a lot on the street, we do when we see them, of course, as well as any other distraction. At this point, a distraction is a distraction is a distraction. Come. And that second time, I didn't even have to call him away from the cat, because before I could say the word, he just turned and came to me. So that's the way it starts to work if you consistently practice this way every time you go out. And of course, you're getting him back with already knowing how to do it. You just have to do my moves. And now it's a leaf or something. There's not even anything over there. Come. Still calling him away. Good. So whenever I practice with him out on the street on a walk, I don't care what it is. If he thinks he sees something, even if there's nothing there, I call him away from it. Why don't you just pan around right behind you. There's the dog barking constantly. That's the dog. We're about maybe 25, 30 feet away. Come. Larry's not even looking at that anymore. Good. But, you know, training him the way we have, and then once he's solid, bringing him out on the street and putting into practice in real life situations really works well. We didn't teach him in the heat of the moment. I made sure he had a rock solid recall and everything else, which you'll see in the other parts of the video, before we even came out. I taught him the skills, taught him the system, made sure he was really good with no distractions. Then we started coming out and dealing with increasingly difficult distractions as we went along, until we got up to the other dog thing. And that's how we got to this place where he's fairly non-reactive after a couple of months, you know, of this and seeing other dogs, even though it was so bad at first. But you can see it's really changing with him. He's definitely manageable, and if you continue doing this, he just will start ignoring them. He's almost there now, as long as you're handling him the way that we've been handling him here. Well, we're about to be surprised by yet another dog. They're coming around. Oh, there they are. See what happens? He sees them, doesn't react, but I still say, come. Call him away. Good. We're just practicing with all different situations and types of dogs, sizes, whatever. Come. So you see that he's pretty non-reactive. You see what I'm doing. I'm not waiting for him to stare and pull. As soon as I see it, as soon as he sees it, you can come. As soon as I see it and he sees it, I call him to me, that come command. So, you know, you have to do the moves, you have to do the commands. It's like somebody has to be driving the dog, right? If you just stand there and do nothing, of course, eventually, we'll do one more. We're pretty close now too. Come, call him away. The leash is always loose. If you don't continue doing exactly the way we're videoing it for you, which is why we're doing the video, so you see exactly how he acts, exactly what I'm doing. You know, if you go back to handling him the way you did before, however that was, likely you'll trigger him to be the way he was before. That's why handling him in this way is so important, because there's no stress. Come! He's got a real solid recall now, which you can put into play, and you'll have a different result now.